All right. So we got Kim here. Kim was a patient of Brian Westlake. Brian is one of the outcomes accountable care providers in our network. And I'm just going to ask Kim some questions about her experience with Brian. So, Kim, thanks a lot for doing this. And can you just briefly explain the problem that you had before you saw Brian?
Sure. I woke up one morning and I had pain in my right shoulder blade. I assumed it was a pinched nerve. After about 2 or 3 weeks, it started to creep up my neck, down into my arm and into my fingers. My arm felt like it weighed 100 pounds and my fingers were numb. Did chiropractic care for about a month and that didn't do anything. And then decided to go for PT.
Yeah, and then you got connected to Brian, your family doctor. I think who kind of referred you to physiotherapy, and then you saw Brian virtually, so through some video consultation visits.
Yep.
And so overall, after your sessions with Brian, what percentage improvement did you make?
I'm about 99% back to normal.
Awesome. And that. How many sessions did that take, and how long just overall did that take you?
I started to see improvement after 5 sessions. I think the last 2 sessions that I had with Brian were just kind of maintenance type of things. But yeah. I'd say after 5 sessions, I was on my way to healing.
Amazing. And then was there a single exercise that stood out more than others? Because our process is we take you through some very specific exercises as diagnostic tests. Was there one that jumped out as like much more effective than any other one?
Yeah, I would say pushing my neck back and then looking up to the ceiling and pushing my head back as far as I could was the one.
That was the magic. That was where the magic happened.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah. And you were saying that there was a component of, like a bending to the side that also at some point.
Oh yeah. The day before, the session before that head extension, Brian had me tilt my head to the right side and try to get my ear to touch my shoulder as far as I could. Yep. That was the catalyst to the neck back and so I think the combination of those two is what did it.
Yeah, and even sometimes the sequence of those two is important. So doing one first and then following it up by another. We often see that where that is almost like a lock and key. The key kind of unlocks it, and then you switch the direction, and then there's continued improvement. So it's not uncommon to see that. But that's awesome. So do you think that overall that it was the service and the monetary investment was worth your time, or worth your time and worth your money?
100% worth my time, worth my money, just worth it.
Yeah. Okay. And were you happy or like surprised or pleasantly surprised by the effectiveness through the video consultation without anybody having to put their hands on you?
I'd probably say I was a little bit skeptical, but after the first 5 minutes of being on the phone with Brian, I was like, yeah, this is gonna, I don't need anyone touching me. I don't need anyone. I knew it was going to work virtually. It was super convenient. I didn't have to get in my car. I didn't have to drive anywhere. I didn't have to make an appointment. I could just get up, go to my living room, and start my physical therapy.
Awesome. That's great. So you're 99% better. I'm assuming you're back doing the things that you were normally doing before and you're not having any limitations?
No, yeah, I'm back to doing my job. I'm a hairstylist, so my arm is constantly going. Prior to that, man, I was in rough shape. So
yeah. Sounds like it. Well, I'm so happy that you got the care that you needed and that you ended up getting some pretty good resolution and you were able to do it yourself. That's awesome. We love to hear these stories. So thank you so much for sharing your story so other people can see this and get some hope.
You're welcome.
Yep. Thanks, Kim.